It's James Steinhubel, TVU on the Edmonton Food Channel with Bailey French by Bakes by Bailey. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So it's a very interesting business you've got on the go. And before we get into your interesting and fabulous background, tell us about Bakes by Bailey. What are you doing?
I'm pretty much just making custom cakes for people. I also do stuff like cupcakes and cookies. I think my true passion lies in cakes, but definitely not the time of year for cakes. So we're into cookies right now.
It's cookie season, and I know we've got an exciting cookie. We got a cookie project on the go, and we definitely appreciate you giving us some time here. I know you're busy, but just take you have a very interesting background. That's more than baking, but let's just focus on your chef stuff and tell us about your background, a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I think I was like 23 when I went into the NATE baking program. Did the 1 year program, which I'm glad I did. It's been a really good base for everything that I've done. I ended up working at the place I did my work experience at, and was pretty much just basic pastries, but like a super good place to sort of cut your teeth. I ended up going to another bakery and I did a lot of the croissant. So a lot of my professional experience has actually been more in pastries than has been in cake. So this is this is new for me, but I super love it, and it's definitely a more creative outlet than what I've been used to. So it's been really good.
And you have you got an excellent Instagram page that's just full of all sorts of yummy things. I want to share that, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that right now. And you just let me know when you can see it, and then we'll start scrolling through.
sure.
Should be there for you.
Yeah.
So this is the video. I'm not going to attempt to do the video. The video is on your landing page,
Yeah.
and but people can come to Instagram and take a look. So here we are. We got cakes and we've got cookies. Look at this cake. Tell me about that. What's going on with this?
So my friend's aunt actually reached out to me. She had like a very social distance, totally legal wedding, in fact, this weekend. And she was like, last minute, but like, I need a wedding cake. And I ended up doing this for her, sort of as like a groom's cake almost. And the request was purple. So we went with every purple, and that's what we got.
And they loved it, or they haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
it was
Okay.
good. Yeah.
And here you are, and it's cookie season. So you got cookies up top. So we got. Tell me what kind of cookies we got here.
So the snowflakes are sugar cookies. Um, just a simple recipe and royal icing. They definitely take a bit of patience just for all that little line work, but I super enjoy making them. I do enjoy making decorated cookies, so that was a fun one for me.
And then these next ones in the middle.
Those are some key lime tarts. I had a friend request them from me, and yeah, just
So people,
sure.
so how do people get a baking order from you? What do they do?
I generally just ask them to send me a direct message on my Instagram page
Uh-huh.
and usually go from there.
And then what's the consulting process? Like, what kind of questions do you ask? Like, how do you decide what you're going to make?
Usually they will ask for something basic and then we get into it. So, kind of what size, what flavors they want, if there's any allergies, stuff like that. So, as you can see, there's a few more intricate cupcakes and cakes that I do. So, those are going to cost more because of all the time it takes to do that piping.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, it's really based on size, style, and flavor.
But sometimes like a cupcake. Look at the cup. First I want to know about this cake in the middle. But these cupcakes, sometimes, cost cost is whatever. But to have a cupcake like that at an event, just, adds, such an elegance and almost a feeling of care and,
Yeah.
and inclusion. Tell me about this cake in the middle. This is so delicious looking.
Oh, thank you. So this was actually a throwback post. It was the cake I made for my final assignment of my NAEP program.
Wow.
Yeah. It actually like
Lovely.
I had this whole cake designed and I was going to use these fresh honeycombs and I was like going to every market like the night before my final test and I could not find fresh honeycomb at all anywhere. And I ended up like sending my instructor a message and I was like, "Hey, like I can't find the ingredients for like the assignment that I told you I was going to make. Like I'm going to have to change it." He was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And the next day, like this guy out of nowhere is like, "Oh, here, I just had this honeycomb like sitting in my desk. It's fine. You can have it." So
What?
it was yeah, every time I look at this cake, I'm like, man, that was
It's a miracle cake.
yeah, yeah.
So what is it? What's when you cut it, what did you get? What's in the middle?
If I'm remembering, I think it's a vanilla cake. And
Mm.
then I have like a black currant filling in it, and the buttercream is flavored with honey.
Isn't that, it's so fantastic. And then there's another one that is so interesting. Hopefully it's, look at all this. It's so yummy. Look at that. Shazam. There it is.
Oh,
That is, look at it. You got all sorts of stuff going on there. So how many different techniques are going on there?
so the red cake, so it's actually a flash cake.
Flash. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no worries.
I'm old. It looked like Shazam. Sorry, Flash. Sorry, Flash fans.
So yeah, I made that cake actually for someone who cosplays as the Flash, and it's it was really fun to make. I actually really enjoyed making this cake. But yeah, so it's just like I think it's a lemon cake, and it's got raspberry buttercream filling,
Mhm.
and then
Like
what I
everything's so flat. Like the icing is so flat on it, and and then and then the little waves
logo.
along the bottom and the logo. Like
Yeah.
that is so. And what kind of techniques is that?
Okay, so the red and like the yellow like border around the top, that's all just buttercream.
Okay.
A good technique for getting your buttercream really flat is to heat up like your palette knife and just run it around and it's sort of like
Okay.
makes it a little bit smooth. And then for the border on the bottom and the logo, I've just used rolled fondant to make it.
So you can still put your finger in a cake like that and scoop some icing out of it and get caught.
Yeah. Yes.
That looks so yummy. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's such a great journey. So then people just get a hold of you. You're gonna walk them through, everything, the whole creative process and the timing and the pricing, and it's just, and then they pick up. Do they deliver? Like what goes on?
It depends. I can deliver, but like it's for a fee. Most people have been picking up though, which has been good for me, especially when I have a few orders in one day. But
Yeah, and there was another one there right beside the flash cake. It looked like a wedding cake. It was just little. Do you want to take a look at that again?
yeah,
I wanted to ask you about that. Sorry about that. It's a neat
no.
little cake. Like it just looks so elegant. It should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was the first wedding cake I ever did, and it was for my brother.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, it was a lot of love in that cake for sure.
And
The
what kind of cake in it? What is it? Another.
so the lemon chiffon cake, and then the
Mm,
filling is Saskatoon berry curd. So my dad has a bunch of Saskatoon trees at his property. So my dad and I went out one day in a storm and like picked a whole ton of Saskatoon berries so I could make this curd for this cake. So I
what a, what a great memory! What a great memory! Hey? There's just so much of that that goes into it, and the enjoyment of it in the moment is just so powerful, and
Mhm.
then the photographs and the memories, and then
Yeah.
to have an artist like yourself that that puts it together. It's so good. So what do we got going? You got a little project for us.
Yeah, so you'll recall the snowflake cookies from the post. So I'm basically doing that again. I've got a few boxes to fill for some people for cookies. So yeah, I'll get my stuff set up and rip into that.
Sounds good. So then, is it a lot of last minute stuff for you? Like people just phoning, oh my goodness, I need a fantastic cake, and I went to Safeway, and all they have is birthday cakes, or is it more they're planning to get such fabulous baking?
Most people plan, which is good, but I can like accommodate some last minute stuff depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm busy or not, really. I do try though. I try to make stuff work for people since it's a newer business and can use all the customers I can get. So
Right, and
yeah,
it's hard to turn a bride away. My cake, someone drove
yeah,
over it.
yeah.
I need a cake. That's so exciting.
So I was like, okay, like
Mm-hmm.
I'll make it work. But yeah, it was. I wasn't busy, so it was okay.
Now Fridays, I can imagine that's pretty well, getting it, all the last minute stuff done. It would be, it'd be kind of fun to visit with you every Friday and see what you're doing, just for a few minutes.
I'm not always baking, but
get
for sure.
Get a baking show
Yeah.
on the Food Channel. Why not?
Yeah.
Are we ready to see? What do you got?
Yeah, we should be ready to go here.
And here we go.
All right.
And this is a sugar cookie.
Yeah. So these are the 2 sugar cookies I'm going to decorate. This is just filled with royal icing, which is just like whipped egg white and sugar, essentially.
So this is almost a combination of like well, it is definitely an art medium. There's no doubt about it. But it's almost like graphic design. Did you have any sort of like the art or design technique in your training or anything to kind of tackle this stuff?
Definitely innate. Like we go over the basics of cake decorating and cookie decorating. So I'm not totally without training, but it is all very basic stuff through Nate.
But even how you're holding the how much you filled the icing dispensary and how you're holding your hand and how you get your straight lines is very like there's technique there. Are you a drawer or a painter or anything?
I used to do some art.
Okay.
I never got super good at it.
Well, you found fulfillment in it, so you're finding it again here.
Yeah, I think I've always been pretty creative. I ended up doing ceramics for a while, and I really enjoyed that. So I think for me, I really enjoy creating something more tactile than like drawing or painting or anything like that. I'm sure if I was good at drawing or painting, I would feel differently, but I was always better at ceramics and stuff like that. So.
And just like snowflakes, everyone is a little bit different, I imagine.
Yes. It's certainly an art form as well to get everything to look perfectly the same. At my last job, I was tasked with decorating gingerbread cookies. And they were all supposed to look the same. And that was hours of painstaking little smiling gingerbread faces.
Gingerbread cookies.
Yeah. It was fun. Like I enjoyed doing it, but after like 2 hours, it's a little bit hard back.
Now, when littles are around and they encounter these fantastic cupcakes that are so intricate,
Mhm.
how do, because they normally just jam them in their mouth, right?
Yeah.
How do the little guys encounter your product that's so beautiful? Does it stall them, or they just go after it because it's cake?
Yeah, I think they still pretty much jam it in their mouths. It
It's
might take a minute to appreciate it. Their parents might take a photo of it so they can appreciate it later. But
mm,
yeah, for the most part, cake is cake for little ones.
what a neat thing to bring to a family event or a church social or a business social. Even though there's
Mhm.
social distancing going on, there's
Yeah.
still. But what neat stuff to put in the bake sale too. Hey, buy
I
from
found,
you and put them in the bake sale. Why not?
yeah, yeah. I
Just get
found
some.
cupcakes have been really good during social distancing. So
I
people who are
guess.
trying to have little birthday celebrations and stuff like that, just like a really intricate cupcake can kind of make it special. And I know some people will get like custom made cookies just to like drop off for a friend, and it's the most you can do, but it's nice.
That's so good. So interesting. So a dozen cookies takes a bit.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. It looks really good.
Thank you.
And what kind of icing is that again?
It's called royal icing. So if you make it right, it should dry sort of crisp and shiny. And that's that one.
Oh, voila! Isn't that fantastic?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see again, and that's wonderful. Thank you so kindly for giving us a little bit of time.
Yeah, of course.
It's James Steinable, TVU on the Edmonton Food Channel. We've had Bailey French from Bakes by Bailey. Thanks, Bailey.
No problem.